Hello and welcome to a little video showing you how to get a bunch of money pretty quick in GTA. So essentially what you're going to need is a friend who's willing to do this with you and a facility. And in that facility you're going to have Act 1 of the Doomsday Heist completed and get all the setups done for the Bogdan problem. So this is a little well known, but I decided I should do a video on it because why not? So let's just get started here. Okay, so here with me I've got a friend of mine who I was doing it with. We've done this quite a bit actually, and just thought, hey, it'd be pretty cool to share this. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to want to first set it to hard, which was our first mistake here. You're going to need one person on air support, one person on the submarine team. If it's you doing this, you're going to want to put it down to 15 for you and then 85 for the other person. And then they can do the same for you when they run it. Alright, so if you're on the air support team, what you're going to need to do is basically follow where I'm going here and drive along the beach. You want to avoid the Avenger, they go to the Avenger command at all costs, pretty much. Because if you go to the Avenger, helicopters will spawn in and just make everything harder for you. Whereas if you do it this way, helicopters don't spawn in and everything just ends up going a lot quicker. Alright, so once you get to around this area, you want to just basically drive back and forth along this coast until you see a jet ski spawn in. Or if you're just getting too far along in the mission and not a single one is spawned in, you can just call it Pegasus if you own a boat. And whether it's a cheap boat, you can just call in a jet ski or whatever and just use that. But the easiest way is usually just to drive along here if you're lucky. Here you see in this particular attempt, I wasn't very lucky, so I just ended up calling in my speeder and using that for the mission. It doesn't matter what boat you use, you just gotta have one so that you can pick up the submarine team. You're gonna want to essentially just drive out to where the submarine team is, and, well, I guess not drive, but boat out. You know what I'm fucking getting at. But you're gonna want to drive out to where the submarine team is in the water, and basically just wait for them to get done. That's all you really need to do. You don't have really much of a job to do besides just be there. And obviously you'll know when it's getting near the time that they're about to come out, when they start talking to Bogdan. So here you see me going over to pick him up, and that's pretty much my only job, is just to pick him up and bring him back to shore, and then get in my car and go to the get in your car and then go to the Avenger. And so at this point you don't really need the boat anymore, so what I did was I just kind of drove it up onto land. Really, you can do anything with it. You just leave it there or just do something funny. Usually I just drive it up onto land and just end up leaving it and going to the car. Though he did have to go AFK for a bit, which really didn't matter. But it just meant that the Elite Challenge, which is basically you don't die, there's less than 5% damage done to the Avenger, and you do it in about 15 minutes or under. That's the Elite Challenge. You just get like an extra bonus. I forget how much it is. It's not too much. But you see, he got back. We just kind of got in my car and drove towards the Avenger here. There is one requirement here, and it's that the person that started up the heist can't fly it, because they have to do something at the end that I'll show you that actually makes it so that you gain that 1 million. Once you're near the hangar, you're gonna want to be kind of coordinated with the person who's flying, and you want them to tell you once they're near so that you can get ready. So once you actually fly in, you're going to want to be fucking on alert waiting for the green flash, which is this green flash right there. As soon as that happens, you want to pull up the quick menu and hit close application, but you want to make sure that you don't have anything else open, obviously, so that it will only close GTA. But you want to hit it really fast. You basically just spam X on it, and at that moment it'll essentially take you out of the game. It'll give all the money to the other person. So if you get someone else to do this for you, you can get a whole fucking over a million. You can get over $1 million just for doing this 15 minutes of work. So now, if you're on the submarine team, you're gonna want to go to the Stromberg, like it says, and then basically do everything you need to do everything that you normally would need to do in going to the submarine and all that. Once you're in the submarine, you don't really have to worry about much, just that there are a bunch of people to kill. And I was told to use the assault shotgun would probably be the best weapon to use, but personally I found the assault rifle Mark II to actually be pretty great in killing them, as long as you can hit your shots, which basically I can headshot people literally as many times as I want to in this game. It's a simple flick of the right stick. It's not that hard. As well as because it fucking locks onto them. It's actually pretty easy to do. The only real thing that you have to worry about is once you go down I think it's the third flight of steps. Once you go down these steps, instead of going towards the enemies like you're, kind of ingrained to do, you want to go away, go down this side, kill this one dude, and the contact is literally right here. Thought that guy was dead. Just had to smack him. But the contact is right here, so it's literally like minimal work. Whereas the other way, you would have to go around, come back, or go underneath, go back around, and then find the contact. So this way, you can just simply go back up to the control room, do what you need to, talk to Bogdan, and then finish everything up. Here you see me talking to Bogdan, which in this exact moment, it was the part where whoever, his little AI, were basically calling us idiots and losers. It's this has no real significance, but it's the Bogdan problem, so we might as well have Bogdan in here. Once you're out of the submarine that's about to explode, you want to basically just swim upwards, and if your partner knows what he's doing, he'll be basically right there where you are, as long as he's... Because when you're on the other team, the air support team, it tells you that your teammate's in another place than where he's actually going to come out. So basically wherever your teammate ends up disappearing from when you're on the air support team, just go there. Here you see we did pretty much the exact same thing that I did before, just beached it because who cares, and then we went to the car, straight up ready to skedaddle ourselves out of there and get to the Avenger. So in this particular case, he was the one that started it up, so I had to fly, and that's really not a problem. It's just that he had to be the one in the passenger seat. That's the only really requirement. So if you do all this correctly, which there's nothing really to mess up besides dying, but if he closes the application at the right time, yes, his character will get out of the plane, but when it actually shows up the rankings, you will have platinum or gold or whatever. It'll just be you up there. So sometimes the other person's character will be there, sometimes it won't. It really doesn't matter. It's just all in the fact that they closed the application, and if they did it at one timing, it'll not show the character. If they did it at another, it will show the character, but it doesn't matter either way. So long as they close the application at the right time, it will complete this fine. And by complete this fine, I mean that when this flashes up and it says the bottom problem passed, you will be the only one there, which in this case my ID is the only one there. That if you do this on hard, it it won't say 950k. It'll end up giving you 1,000,000. And then if you complete the elite challenge, it'll give you even more. But it just so happens that we kind of messed up and did normal on accident, and it only gives 950k.